NFC South matchup, as it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Well, CD, new season is here. Lions and Chiefs got it going on Thursday night. You and I were there. What a scene that was. But now here we are a few days later on Sunday, looking at two teams with great expectations here to begin 2023.
It's always fun to get a new season started, isn't it, partner? Because everyone feels like they've got a shot at the defending champs. They think that they can be the new champs. And here we are getting things going. Let's have some fun.
A new season of NFL football is here, and we're off in 2023 on EA Sports. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. The Falcons offense set to take over for the first time, and it's all behind their 30-year-old quarterback. That's Taylor Heineke.
Let's face it, you don't see too many Old Dominion alums suiting up under center in the NFL. And in fact, Taylor Heineke, the first ODU quarterback to suit up for a regular season. Not to mention doing well in the playoffs. This guy's an absolute fighter. Fought for every chance he's had in this league. Attitude, determination, those carry over to his teammates very well.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches at the 35-yard line.
Opening carry of the game for Cordell Patterson. And this will be a Falcons first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
A first down throw for Heineke. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Here's second and 10. On second down, a run with Patterson. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. Here's third and 7. From the shotgun, it's Heineke. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or two short. Decent gain on the scramble at 6, but now it's 4th.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
Now a man who did his collegiate punting just a couple hours from here in Clemson in South Carolina, Bradley Pinion to kick. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off, and he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So here are the Panthers set to take over for the first time, and Charles will get a look at the much-heralded rookie Bryce Young, the first overall pick from April's draft.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
One of the Panthers' big offseason acquisitions. Here's Miles Sanders. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Right side, Claypool's got it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under 20 yards. So the new weapon just picked up via the trade, making an impact here right away.
And what you like about getting guys who catch passes, you don't have to spend a lot of time in the playbook. You just tell them to dial up a route and get the ball in their hands.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Young.
Claypool with another catch. So, week 1 is upon us. Frank Reich making his debut as Panthers head coach. He's tapped Bryce Young to get the nod here on opening day. I think nowadays, Charles, if you're the #1 overall pick, the expectation is that you're going to be running the show right from the start.
I agree with that totally, and I support it, because if I'm drafting guy #1, I'm going to do everything possible to get him ready to go right out of the gate. And it has worked out fairly well for the last 3 guys who are in that position. Kyler Murray, Joe Burrow, and Trevor Lawrence. All 3 have led their teams to the playoffs, with Burrow getting his team to the Super Bowl.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Another run here with Sanders. Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
41 yards rushing for him now. What a drive for him to kick off the new season.
So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
At the Falcon 16-yard line.
2nd down and 4.
A give running left. It's Sanders. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
So 3rd and inches, and this will be the 9th play of the drive. Now here's Young.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Panthers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as they get the conversion there on 3rd and inches.
This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Miles Sanders. A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Panthers are on the board here first in the season opener. So both sides of the football contributing here early. Their defense forces the punt, and then the offense takes it down the field and punches it in on the short touchdown run.
And, Brandon, that's good complementary football, and that's what they're going to need if they want to get out of here victorious.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
And one of the things we like to hit on every year are the new rule changes, and we got a few for 2023. A lot are procedural, having to do with deadlines and roster construction and such, but two kind of caught my eye, Charles. One is the option to fair catch a kickoff and have it come out to the 25 like it does in college. You like that?
I don't like it at all. I don't like it in college. I don't like it in the NFL. I want to have something different, and I really wanted to...
Back now in Atlanta's second quarter action, the Falcons with the football. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Here's Heineke.
He completes it to Beckham. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Another big play here as they strike for 31.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
First down, Heineke.
And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25.
Jeremy Chin, so dangerous wherever he's at on the field, and that time he gets in there for the sack. Running left, here's Patterson.
And able to work his way down to the 16. 9 yards on the pickup that time, so he got more than half of it back, but it's still a 3rd and 8.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, Heineke.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Derek Brown.
He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so they can throw the football.
Drew knocks this one through the post.
And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Now the Panthers and Miles Sanders headed out for another drive.
The Yeoman's effort on that last drive. 7 carries, got the touchdown as well. And the O-line probably got a little extra oxygen on the sideline in between.
And deservedly so, because they were also calling for him to continue to get the ball, because there's a rhythm that gets established, right? When you're running it well, and the back's getting the ball, and he's in sync and reading blocks, and the offensive line wants to continue to pound away. Haven't met an offensive lineman yet that likes to pass block more than he likes to run block. In that last drive, we saw the end result, didn't we?
Yep, and all were rewarded with a trip to pay dirt.
70 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium, because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
2nd and 7.
Young will set to throw. That is caught by Thielen. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 28. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Now Young. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, look at the 2023 draft class for the Panthers, and we wondered for over a month what Carolina's strategy was trading up to select 1st overall. Well, we got our answer as they got Bryce Young, now the future for Carolina.
Yeah, and I think it's safe to say that they drafted Bryce Young because they figured he could handle the spotlight and being the face of the team. And they also made some great offseason moves at receiver, but added one more guy in the draft, Jonathan Mingo out of Ole Miss, pretty young to throw to as a rookie. continuing to try and make strides to help their young quarterback.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there.
That also a career-long kick for the veteran, Charles.
Yeah, how about what he just got done there? We always knew he had a big leg, but how about everything coming together perfectly on that one? Great leg swing, and bang that one through.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Atlanta prepped and ready for its next possession. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10.
Heineke to throw it.
Shoves him aside. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Sanders here as they run out of the gun. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Brady Jarrett with the tackle.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
A nice completion there for the 1st down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1.
Young's throw here on target to Hurst.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Another completion there. We think about the draft back in the spring. He was selected, obviously, the #1 overall pick. There's great money with that, but, Charles, I would think maybe an extra burden, too, or is that not that big of a deal at all?
It actually is in the beginning of his career, an added burden, but it's one of those things that if you play well, it becomes something that justifies why you were taken #1. You're fine with that. If you don't play well, it can be an albatross.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Young. And it's caught. Touchdown. Chase Claypool in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Panthers will extend their lead here just before halftime. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. So this drive spans 7 plays.
And it was finished off by the Chase Claypool touchdown catch. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
The run on 1st down gets him a couple up to the 27. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime.
It looks like we'll have to wait another week to get our first halftime report of the season as we move right along to the second half.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And the Panthers going to take over here to start quarter number 3. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up second down.
Brings up second and 5 at the 31-yard line.
Here is Young. Adam Thielen, back-to-back catches. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 92 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46. And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be second down.
A gain of 2 brings up second and 8.
Young to throw it. Able to hit his target, Claypool. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Second down, back to Sanders. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Looking to throw, Young. Well, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the Falcons are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Heineke going to lead the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 22. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. Shaq Thompson making his presence felt on the sack. Well, we've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons. Heineke fights through him. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That one good for 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
At the 45-yard line.
They'll give it to Patterson. Shows his strength at the 50. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Now Heineke. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
A right side run with Patterson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown, Falcons! Matt Collins, yards.
And the Falcons are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
Koo able to connect on the extra point. And that slices the lead down to 17-10.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Amir Smith-Marset now from his end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Panthers now set to take over offensively. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive 1st and 10.
Ultra. Go ultra.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
At the 28-yard line.
Throwing, Young. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Panthers out in front and in control of the football as well as we begin quarter number 4. It's Young on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
And a rain slow materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 28. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. They'll run with Sanders. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Miles Sanders. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Panthers are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it was Miles Sanders who finished it off with a touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Heineke now looking to throw on first down. And complete to Drake London.
And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll be second and a couple.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. The offense on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
They'll run with Patterson. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Here comes 2nd down at 5. Now a 2nd down throw for Heineke. Finding Beckham near the sideline for the completion.
Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Here we go, 1st and goal. Heineke now.
Well, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
On the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And put an extra point up and through. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This taken in at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Here we go.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. They'll go again with Sanders.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. And here's Here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here's Young. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position.
So Heineke and the Falcons down 24-17. A little over a minute and a half remaining. And the 4th down stop gives them a new lifeline, at least for the moment.
Let's go.
He's back to throw. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Here comes 2nd down. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a given.
Now Youngway coup for the extra point. The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. What a start to the season this has been. Back and forth. All tied 4th quarter as the kick is away here.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Well, the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Meanwhile, the throw by Young was knocked away and incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week 1. Here's 3rd down now.
And he is stopped just short on 3rd down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10. Now Young on 4th down. And that's caught inside the 35. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
From the end zone is Smith-Marset. And he returns this to the 22. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. Charles, you think back to halftime, they had the big lead. They were in control of this game. They lost that lead. But ultimately right now, with the ball in overtime, a chance to win this thing.
And you know each guy's telling his teammate, just let it go. Don't worry
about it. We're starting fresh right here. What happened before does not matter. What happens right now and going forward, that's what matters. Let's find a way to win this game.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Another run with Sanders. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Big Calais Campbell fighting through to make the play in the backfield. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on second down.
Now the first throw in overtime for Young. His throw incomplete.
Lysoni thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Third and long for Young.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 41-yard line. Young. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And the offense moving quickly to the line. On second down, Young.
And that one on the money to Claypool downfield. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10.
Up the middle they go with Sanders. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. And I know you with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guy poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect the inside.
Like you alluded to, especially this part of the field.
Here's Young.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes.
And the Falcons will have solid field position here as they take over at the 45-yard line. Gigantic play by this defense, Charles. So they came back in the fourth quarter, took the momentum into overtime, and now they take the football.
And how do you think the team that just threw the pick feels right now? They surrendered.
Odell Beckham Jr. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Well, you never know what you're going to expect when you come to the stadium to call a game. Sometimes you get good ones, sometimes you get bad ones, sometimes you get great ones, and that's what we had here. What an exciting finish on that last big play.
And I think that as we look at it, when you're talking about a great finish, which went along with a game that obviously was dramatic because we did get into